crazy. We're driving back, and there's just smoke everywhere.
Hey everybody, I'm Rennie.
And I'm Boston. We have a behind-the-scenes update for you on Alien Country, all about screenwriting.
Now, our script used to be called Shotgun Jimmy, and it used to be written for a much larger budget.
But last year we embarked on the insane task of attempting to rewrite that script for a smaller budget.
And we're gonna break down that process for you on how we took our script from where it was to where it is today.
But before we do that, I'm gonna get a freaking haircut.
Yeah, you really need one.
Quarantine life. Much better.
Let's get into it. Screenwriting can be an incredibly complicated process that requires a lot of energy and focus.
And whether you're writing or in our case rewriting a script, the process is generally the same. You go through about 3 phases. Phase 1 is when you come up with your concept. Phase 2 is when you block out that concept as a story.
And phase 3 is writing and or rewriting.
Now we had already kind of gone through phase 1. Like we said, we already had a concept, we even had a script written, but we needed to rewrite that. But we actually did something kind of crazy. We set ourselves on a deadline by starting an event on Facebook, inviting all of our friends to read the new draft of our script, which we hadn't even written yet.
Which meant we really needed to focus. So we decided to go to our family cabin in the woods and hunker down.
So let's travel back in time to last summer when we first recorded this vlog.
So we just got back from another kind of alien country.
Yeah, we were up in the Sierra Nevadas near Yosemite. My family's had a cabin up there since like the 40s. It's on Forest Service land, so when you go there, it's like stepping back in time. But more importantly, there's no internet.
And no cell phone reception.
And for us, that meant it was a writing retreat. We sat and just wrote all day long.
Rennie and I have been talking about doing this forever, and so we're gonna go to a cabin in the woods and spend a couple days getting our script ready for production.
So we've been going to this cabin for like 7 or 8 years now, and we've always thought this would be such an amazing place to have a writing retreat. But we've always thought it'd be fun to go up there for like a month at a time and just write.
And we were at this point where we were just getting off of this crazy shoot at a demolition derby, and last minute we're like, you know what, that writing retreat we've talked about forever, let's just do a miniaturized version of that. So we hopped on a plane and we made our way to the Sierra Nevada mountains.
I'm currently on a plane in the back row in the middle. I am a plane snob, and this is like my nightmare. Thank you.
After getting settled in, we jumped into phase 2, the blockout.
I have absolutely loved using the book, The 15-Minute Movie Method. It's hard to write a 120-page script or a 90-page script. It's hard to write 4, half-hour episodes or 2-hour-long TV episodes. But if you break down a movie into 15 minutes and you say, I'm just writing 8 15-minute segments, then it seems a lot less daunting, and you can focus on the story and make sure the story works throughout the entire film by breaking it down into these chunks. So for me, I like using note cards. They're kind of just write the scene, write the beat of what the emotional beat or whatever's happening in that scene on the note card. So we've broken down our note cards, we have our scenes, we reanalyzed and made sure that everything that we're doing, all the pieces fit together. And it's kind of like creating a little jigsaw puzzle or creating our own little puzzle and making sure that all the beats, the setups, the payoffs start to go together.
We did take breaks, we took hikes.
Not a bad backup, huh? Be creative in?
So our first day, pretty much day and a half, was spent just combing through this script and figuring out what are the things that we need to keep or get rid of, what are the sequences or scenes that are too expensive, set pieces that we might not be able to afford, or what were characters who were just redundant and we could save money by only hiring one actor.
And once we felt really solid with our blockout, we moved into phase 3, which was rewriting.
It's day 2, I'm getting a little fatigued.
Scripts are really about setups and payoffs, and we use a lot of what's called recursion, where we repeat the same line a number of times, and as the film progresses, that line then has different context as you go through. But we always have to check in because as you change one little thing in the script, that can ripple throughout the entire movie.
And so if we change a line or if we remove a character, we'll be like, oh, we just lost a joke that was really funny.
We added a couple scenes. We also realized there was a moment at the end, there's this hilarious scene that happens, and it just came out of nowhere because I realized, oh yeah, in a previous draft, we had set this up, but we removed this element, and so we don't have those setups.
So we hit a wall with our rewrite, and it was actually pretty nerve-wracking.
I don't know what to add, I don't know what to take away, but some things work, or I don't know how to like come up with an idea, but I don't know how to execute on that idea. It's tough. Screenwriting,
It's tough.
right now, it doesn't feel very fun. We had one character in there, and his entire point was to be the first alien attack that happens to him. However, as the story progressed, that scene got pushed farther and farther into the movie to the point where it was about halfway through the movie.
It was a hard decision to make, but it actually made so much sense. And it was interesting that like we've gotten this far and we didn't realize it before. And I think it took like 5 minutes of discussion. I was like, okay, if we get rid of this character, what does it do to the rest of the script? And we analyzed the scenes that had his scenes in it, and we were just like, it's good.
On day 3, we actually cut this character. What it meant was we gave some of his lines to the character that the first alien attack happens to, and we took those lines, put them in there because we loved them, they were great jokes. But we wanted to capture the essence of what his character was supposed to do and make sure other characters, compensated for that.
We know that screenwriting can sometimes be very daunting and overwhelming.
So we have some really cool news for all the aspiring filmmakers and storytellers out there. We've created a free crash course that you can take to help get you through this process, coming up with a great concept that you can afford to make. That's phase 1. And phase 2, blocking out that story so that it's cohesive, has good setup and payoff. And then of course, phase 3, how can you actually commit those words to a page? What programs do you use? All that good stuff.
We've included in that crash course templates and content examples so you can take your idea into a script that you can then turn into a film. So don't wait, jump in and get started because the world needs your story.
So click that link for the free course in the description.
And make sure to share this course with any friends that you know that would crush it.
Rennie and I went through this process while we were on our retreat.
We ended up cutting a character,
Which was painful.
and we realized there's a lot of redundancies. We cut a couple scenes because we cut that character, and then we added, or we changed a couple scenes, but that character had a dog, and we don't want to remove the dog.
No, because the dog is very important.
Yeah.
And we had to make sure the dog still worked if we cut the character. That was what I was most worried about, is if we cut this character, what's going to happen to the dog?
Gotta keep the dog.
Gotta keep the dog.
Save the cat, keep the dog.
But part of the fun of being in the wilderness was being able to take breaks and go on hikes.
We really needed breaks.
So we did that, but by the end of our trip, we were able to drive home with a new draft of our script, Alien Country.
We got through it.
Barely.
Interestingly enough, on our drive home, we actually drove through a fire.
Yeah, it was kind of freaky.
It's pretty crazy. We're driving back, and there's just smoke everywhere.
And in the next video, we will show you what happened when we shared our script and read it aloud with a group of our friends in a barn.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure to share and like this video, hit that bell button for notifications. You guys are awesome. We'll see you next time on The Making of Alien Country.